What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game preview, another special Kickstarter preview. And today I'm very excited to be checking out Mighty Heroes in the Monster Zone from Mighty Hero Games. This is for 3 to 8 players, ages 8+, and it'll take you about an hour to play. And in Mighty Heroes in the Monster Zone, you will be taking control of a pop culture faction. I don't know if pop culture is the right word. A crazy faction like robots and ninjas and pirates and spies, and you are going to be attempting to fight each other, potentially, but also fighting the dangerous monsters that launch in the Monster Zone. But luckily you'll be able to build up your strength, get crazy modifiers, have special abilities, and chuck some dice as you attempt to win the game. What am I talking about? Let's open it up and see how it works. Alrighty then, we're going to check out what you're going to get inside of Mighty Heroes and the Monster Zone. As I always like to mention, this is the promotional copy I have in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. So first and foremost, we have a handy dandy rule sheet. I'd say it's about 4 pages, and this is obviously a very early copy. The rule book here will probably have pictures and illustrations, all sorts of things, but it's a very simple game. The rule booklet will have you up and running in no time at all. In fact, I can probably teach it to you right now, because, well, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So, in this game, what you're trying to do is you are trying to make your way from planet to planet to planet all the way until you get to this wormhole over here. Once you get to this wormhole, you're going to try and enter the Monster Zone, defeat a monster, and if you can successfully defeat that monster, you will be the winner of the game. Clear as mud? Well, I'll show you a little bit more. So at the beginning of the game, what's going to happen is you're going to take control of one of the different classes. And they're all, you know, your typical pop culture sort of stuff. You're going to have robots and spies and pirates, and I have ninjas, which is what I'm going to be showing you right now. And you're going to take your specialized deck of cards, and you're also going to be taking your special player board. So obviously here's the pirate one, this is the spy one, and then I have the dojo in front of me, which is going to be for, obviously, the ninjas. On this, it's going to have a couple different things, which I will be going over on top right here. And then also your cheat sheet, your turn order right here, which is very, very useful, especially when you're first starting the game. So, as I mentioned, you're going to set out the planets like this. All the planets are completely... There's nothing special about any of these planets. They just have different artwork. Now, you might also notice that there's a blue thing right here and a red thing right here. This is what is called the Monster Zone. For all intents and purposes, though, it is a portal. It is essentially a shortcut. What you could do is you could advance from here to here to here to here to here to here and win the game if you went like that. Or, if you're willing to take the risk, you're willing to enter what's called the Monster Zone, which is this blue one right here, which, if you can defeat a monster, you'll go from pew to all the way right there, which is going to save you quite a good deal of time, but it will put a target on your back, and people might potentially attack you. But as I mentioned, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's just go ahead and do a mock turn so you can figure out how the game works. So we've already set up our 2 portals right here, and you can do that at the beginning of the game by rolling 2d6 dice. And so this might be a little bit closer to each other, they might be a little bit further away from each other. It all depends on the randomness of the dice. So when you first start your turn, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw one of these cards. These are special effects cards, and these are generally going to be helpful, but some of them will not. They're going to have a couple different things. There'll be modifiers, which are going to add to your strength. This is a beer. It's going to add +2 to your strength. This one, Snowy Tundra, is on that planet, so it's going to cause -2 to you, just for this turn, though. Effects, sneak past a monster, automatically win your next monster combat. That is a really, really, really good card. But you're going to draw one of these cards. If it's a modifier, you're instantly going to play it in front of you in your modifier spot right there. How simple is that? One more thing I forgot to mention is that when you first start the game, you're going to put your weakest warrior right down here in your hero spot, which will always have a 3 on it. So there's my warrior. He is right there. And I have just started my first turn. So this is my first turn. None of this other stuff is going to matter. I didn't play any reinforcements or any action. So next we're going to go to the reinforcement spots right here, where you're going to be faced with your first option. You're going to have 2 options you can do in your reinforcement spot. You can either play your special ability, or you can decide to try and upgrade your hero. So upgrading your hero is very, very simple. You're going to put a 3 down there, and as long as you don't get attacked or nothing bad happens to you, until your next turn, this 3 hero right here is going to be upgraded to the 5 hero, which that's an 8. which we go right there to the Shinobi. And then if you have the 5 here, and then you play a 3 down here, and you successfully stay alive and no one attacks you until the next turn, you'll eventually upgrade to your 8 Ninja Master, who's going to have a strength of 8, which is going to be really good, especially when you're fighting other people and also fighting the monsters. So you can potentially, in the reinforcement side, send reinforcements and try and upgrade your hero, or you can utilize your special ability. Now, the Ninja has a really cool special ability that I like a lot, and I feel like it's very fitting, and this will not zoom in at all. There it goes. If this hero is attacked while advancing, he will sneak by the attacker on a roll of 6 or higher on this dice right here. So essentially, you're going to have a 50-50 shot of advancing, which brings us to our action. So on the reinforcement stats, just to reconfirm, you can either play a special ability or you can lay down another one to potentially boost your hero's strength. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to be playing your actions. You're going to have 3 choices on your actions. The first one is to enter the monster zone. You can't always do this. You can only do this if you're right here on the portal or if you're all the way to the end right over there. So you're not going to use that one too much most of the time. The other option that you have is you can advance, and this one is pretty simple. You're going to play it down here, and as long as no one successfully attacks you until your next turn, on your next turn you will go ahead and move forward 1 spot. Not right now, but the next time it goes around the board and gets to you, you will advance 1 spot. Now the final option you will have is to attack someone else, and if you do that, you're going to lay down your attack card and you are instantly going to attack that person. And right now would be a great time to go over how attacks work, because they're very similar when you're attacking people versus when you're attacking monsters. So let's just pretend this spy is right here. He's 3 spots ahead of me and I decide to attack him. So what's going to happen is I'm going to add up my hero's strength, I'm going to add up any of my modifiers, and then I'm also going to add up how far away I am from the spy, as long as I am behind him. So if you're behind somebody and attacking them, this is going to be to your, to your advantage. So for this instance, I would have 3, I would have 5, so I'd be up to 8, then 9, 10, 11. So I would instantly have 11 versus whatever he'd have. Let's just pretend he's got, 9 or something. So then I would roll the 12-sided dice, add that to my total, and then he's going to roll a 12-sided dice, and whoever has the highest number is going to win that battle. If he loses the battle, his hero is going to be, and he's going to get downgraded, his hero is going to get downgraded. Also, he's not going to be able to advance. If he was playing the advance card right here, he's not going to be able to advance next turn, which means he's going to be stuck in that spot, which is really good. So that's how the attacking work. Also, monsters are the same way. They're going to have a set number on them. So as I mentioned, the dragon right there, he's got 13. A sprite's only got 5. A yeti's got 10. So you're going to be trying to beat that number in the upper right-hand corner. So that's how attacking works. That's how your action board is going to work. And then once you've done everything, it's going to move on to the next player. Now let's get back to these portals right here and how to win the game. So these portals, when you get to them, you have the option to enter the monster zone, which we already talked about. If you enter the monster zone, you are going to draw a card. And if you can successfully defeat that monster, then you will, poof, on your next turn, go boom, right there, and you will essentially teleport a lot closer to the wormhole, which is over here, which is where you're going to win the game. Now, if you successfully eventually get to the wormhole and no one attacks you and you're all good, and you get there, it's your turn, you're going to draw a monster card, and if you can defeat that monster card, then you are going to win the game. And that, in a nutshell, is how Mighty Heroes and the Monster Zone is played. Alright then, Mighty Heroes in the Monster Zone, coming to a Kickstarter near you very, very soon. I'll be sure to post the Kickstarter link below. Who might be interested in this game? First and foremost, if you're looking for a game that is very, very simple to learn and simple to teach, look no further. This one definitely does that. But at the same time, there are still decisions to be made. This is not just a big luck-based thing. Even though there is a lot of luck with the die rolling, when you decide to attack or advance or enter monster zones or play your special ability or reinforce, those really can be big choices throughout the game. Also, the artwork is very nicely done. I thought it was really cool. There's all sorts of different artwork. Some of it is somewhat humorous when you come up to like like against a gnome or something like that, or a pixie. I like that an awful lot. Also, if you enjoy these kind of mashups of different crazy stuff like spies and pirates and all that sort of stuff, this one might be for you. Last but not least, this has an 8-player count, which is always great because you hit that number on game night when you're like 6 or 7 players. You're like, I don't know, should we split up or should we play 2 games or should we all play a big game? So it's always nice to have these bigger game options on game night. So that was Mighty Heroes in the Monster Zone. It is on a Kickstarter near you, coming very, very soon. I'll post the Kickstarter link below. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button below, and in the comments below, let me know of these kind of, I don't know the best way to put them, smash up sort of classes where it's just crazy stuff that are actually real, like dinosaurs and pixies. I guess pixies aren't real. Pirates and fairies and all that sort of stuff. I guess fairies aren't real either. Of these sort of things of this ilk, which one are your favorite? For me personally, I gotta say zombies. I know it's cliche. I know there's too many zombie games. People say that. I don't say that. I love zombie games. But I love zombies, and I love that theme, and I love that class in games, and I always will pick that one if that is an option. But let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the preview for Mighty Heroes in the Monster Zone. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.